Media. Savage Media.
Blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. Today we'll be discussing Newburgh man claiming to be state trooper. Man, they try to jump off. Listen, white man said he was a state trooper. He was not. And he was arrested for yelling racist remarks at a pastor. What's a racist remark? I know that if this was an Asian and you was trying to say it was somebody black being racist towards an Asian, because we can't possibly be racist towards an Asian person or anybody else. It's impossible. But it would have been a tirade. It would have been a racist tantrum. It would have been racial slurs. It would have been all of that. It would have been every bit of that. And that's why what Kendra Blackwood has to tell you is so important. I hope you have your listening ears on.
Be one to the family. This is Kendra Blackwood of Hot Lava Music TV and the Hot Lava Media Group. And I come to you today with an urgent call to action. And with that being said, this petition is to demand the U.S. government immediately make anti-black racism a public health crisis is now an active campaign at change.org. And after this message, I'm going to need you to go over there and show your support. Right after you smash that like and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. It doesn't cost you a thing. Now, this is a petition to demand cash reparations for foundational Black Americans addressing two critical components. So what is anti-Black racism? Anti-Black racism is defined here as policies and practices rooted in American institutions such as government, finance, education, healthcare, and justice that mirror and reinforce economic deprivation, racially targeted laws, beliefs, attitudes, prejudice, stereotyping and/or discrimination toward foundational Black Americans. What is a public health crisis, you ask? Well, a health crisis or public health crisis is a difficult situation or complex health system that affects humans in one or more geographic areas, from a particular locality to encompass the entire planet. Health crises generally have significant impacts on community health, loss of life, and on the economy. And ultimately the solution to the problem, it is imperative that the United States government declare anti-Black racism a public health crisis for foundational Black Americans. In 2020, as a community, Asian Americans experienced only 287 hate crimes nationwide. However, FBA in the same year suffered 2,871 reported hate crimes. As we know, those are just the reported accounts according to the F.B.I. As foundational Black Americans, we know that the number should reach in the billions daily. This resulted in a 94-1 unanimous decision to pass into law an anti-Asian hate crime provision to make Asian a protected class. With anti-Black racism being thousands of times more prevalent and permeating within the fabric of America, we ask that you sign this petition to say we are sick of studies and commissions to study forums and meaningless holidays and nothing burger symbolic gestures. We demand the U.S. government to urgently disperse the first initial reparations cash payment of $20 trillion to the surviving descendants of American chattel slavery. AKA, cut the damn check. And I mean that. Jack. On my ancestors for real for real. I proudly digress. Anyway. Check out the new Slave Patrol documentary. Pull up season on you sucker MCs. Don't forget to join us on Patreon. I got 4 words for you. Go grab a shirt. And love, peace, blessings and Meloa. Be one.
Music TV.
This story is by Dick Brennan out of CBS, New York.
And I'm Christine Johnson. Tonight, a Newburgh man is facing a hate crime charge over the road rage incident.
CBS 2's Kevin Rincon spoke with a pastor who says he feared both his and his son's life. We want to warn you, video of the encounter is disturbing.
Pastor Rob Mack driving along a busy road in Newburgh when he was cut off by a man in a pickup truck.
I look in the mirror and I see him coming up to the car.
He was holding a box cutter that looked very much like a knife.
He was walking to my car, put his hand on the window, and he said, "I'll stab you," and with the knife, and I'll stab you.
McLymore says he was headed back to his church with his teenage son.
It's not a hate.
This happened on Saturday. Instead, he pulled into the parking lot of this Chinese restaurant and started recording some more.
Nobody believed me that this happened to me.
Hold on.
Nobody. I didn't believe
Hold on. Y'all didn't come out and help me?
Yelling racial slurs the entire time. Police, they arrested 60-year-old William J.
Hold on. The Asian restaurant didn't come and help? Where was the community? The community didn't rally around the pastor who was being attacked racially? No? But when an Asian is quote unquote even called Chinese, you're so Asian, that's a racial slur, and the whole community rallies behind him. This is a black pastor attacked racially with a weapon, a knife. And nobody, you didn't even call authorities. Asian restaurant? No, nothing? Oh, okay. I thought we was all in this together. I thought it was all about people of color.
J. Ryan, he's facing a hate crime charge. The police chief says his racist threats were not only harmful to the victim in this case, goes deep within our city. Lawrence Harvey says the incident is not a reflection of town, but rather a reflection of the polarized climate we're in.
There are people in our...
Blame the climate, not the people. The people are not the ones that make the climate, of course, with your busted fade. But of course, don't blame the racist white people. No, no, no. When an Asian gets attacked, you don't say that. When you try to say it's a black person who attacked an Asian, there's no understanding. There's no empathies. There's no none of that. It's just he's a black dirtbag and scumbucket, and that's it. Why can't it just be that cut and dry? He's a racist pig. It's part of your culture there. Y'all need to do something about it, like support reparations and cutting the check. And if we did that, then the climate might not be his. What do you think we should do, Mayor? What do you think we should do about the climate, Mayor?
Our country that won't let this social construct go. We're all part of the human race.
He says what happened is a reminder.
Okay, he doesn't agree with that. So now what about that? Just charge him with a hate crime, not put him in jail, because that doesn't happen. You have to kill a black man, plus say nigger repeatedly, and be on videotape, and you still might just get off. Because there's always a reason when it's a black person or recipient of the racism. There's always a reason while that white supremacist is being a white supremacist. There's always a great reason for it. There's always a valued, acceptable reason why. Even down to mental illness. Oh, they're just mentally ill. That's the end of it. They're not really racist. They didn't even know what they were saying. Unless, of course, you say Asian biatch, and then that's a racist slur. But you think we haven't heard black biatch out of the Chinaman's mouth? Out of the white man's mouth? Out of the Mexican man's mouth? Stop, man. Now all of a sudden it's a racial slur.
That while we've certainly come a long way, there's more work to be done.
It lets us know, it just puts you back into the 1950s.
As for Mac,
if you can reach all the way back to the 1950s, how we done did so much? How have we come so far then? If you just felt like it put me right back into the 1950s, then how we come so far? Why didn't it just put you back into the 90s? No, you had to go all the way to the 50s, P, because that's how rugged and raw that is. So it's just the climate of going back to the 50s. That's all it is. Right, where people thought like that and still think like that. And it was acceptable to not only have them thoughts, but that was a way of life. That wasn't that long ago. Right. That's what it reminds us of, that it wasn't that long ago, and we are not free. Reparations, please. Cut the damn check. That is it. That is it.
McLymore, he's also a lieutenant with Wallkill Police Department. He says he plans to carry his firearm with his message to the suspect.
Why you didn't do nothing,
because
Lieutenant?
I am a spiritual person, I forgive you. But number two, you have to face the consequences for your actions. And I hope that you get the help that you need.
That suspect did make claims in the video of being an off-duty state trooper. They say that is not the case, and that he has no affiliation with any law enforcement agency.
Liar.
In Newburgh, Kevin Rincon, CBS 2 News.
So he lied, just like they're known to lie. But I ain't gonna hold you.
Roller coasters across the country celebrate 138.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you and fold you, because we done told you about being on code. 4 words: love, peace, blessings, and Maloha. Y'all did just see him lie, right? That's what they do, P. And then had 1,000 excuses. 1,000. Even the black mayor had an excuse. All skin folk and kinfolk, love y'all. Take these commercials, because you know we gotta pay bills.
Be careful for her love.
Hey, Riri.
Hey, Rihanna. Hey, girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the poop. And I know that might sound a little confusing.